everyone, here I am in another video, and today I decided to talk about people in general because I will travel this week, so I won't be able to be very engaged on the channel unfortunately, but I'll let some videos ready for these days, and this is one of them. Let me just adjust the camera. Okay, now it's better. And today I decided to talk about people because it's a easier subject to me to talk about, and I will share with you some thoughts that I've been having through this week because of a The Office episode, because I rewatched The Office recently, and there were one episode that kind of make me think, and if I'm not wrong, I think I mentioned about it, that I will make a video about it recently in one of the previous videos. So this is the video basically. But is that sometimes in our society, the best way to deal with people is not dealing with them. And how for me it's so hard to accept it because I'm always trying to kind of manage my relationships and manage people around me, not in a like imperative way, but in a way that I kind of how can I say that, basically I don't think that we should avoid things to make things better. But for me it's really hard to be like that because in our society most part of people they are like that. They are basically, no, the best way to deal with people is actually not dealing. And in this The Office episode uh it was exactly that. Basically they work in a office, so of course they have to see each other every single day, and all, and of course there will be fights, basically fights, discussions in general. Of course, that would be it. Because there are people having to deal with people, and let's be honest, it's not easy. We're not easy to do. If you're the kind of person that, no, everybody loves me, I'm so easy to live with, I'm sorry to tell you, there will always be someone that will not like you. There will always be. At least one person will dislike you. It's impossible for you to live with people and never fight and never had a kind of discussion and a kind of disagreement, basically. It's impossible. You will have it. Liking it or not, being you perfect as you think you are not perfect, you know? And I have to say that because my mom is like that. She's like, I don't have any problem. And everyone who has a disagreement with her is the wrong one. No, sometimes you'll be wrong. And that's it, because we're human beings. We will make mistakes. And it's impossible for us to have a good relationship with everyone. It's impossible, basically. And in this episode, s- uh, Michael Scott finds some cards where Toby kept actually the appointments that the workers made about each other. Basically, they went to Toby and they were like complaining about something related to another coworker. And instead of Toby taking action about it, he decided to keep it on a box, not actually on a box, in a box, and he simply ignored it. And he was like, I do that because they will find their own way to make up actually. And I don't agree with that. I don't think that the way Michael dealt with that in that episode were the right way because basically he exposes everyone. But I also think that it's not the best way. If someone is complaining something to you and you're in a position where you have the authority to take an action about it, to keep the environment more peaceful to everyone, you should take an action. If you don't want to be the dark horse, you should find another job. And you don't have to be a HR worker to deal with this kind of situation. No, sometimes you're a mom, you're a dad, and one of the children will come to you to complain about their brother, to complain about the sister, or to complain about something that happened at school. And you cannot ignore it. You cannot pretend that it's not happening. You have to act. You have to find a solution because that's the way it is. If you're in a position where you're a authority, unfortunately, you are not only giving rules, you're not only putting your fingers and ordering people. No, you have to also deal with uncomfortable situations. And if you're not ready to deal with that, then you should reconsider being a father, being a mom, being a HR, being a boss, because this position will requires from you this kind of attitude. You cannot, oh, but I want to be beloved. I'm sorry, if you're in a position of authority, it's impossible for you to be loved by everyone. Of course, there will be some people who will be more comprehensive. Of course, but not everyone will be. And it's that. And for me, it was so hard to understand it because I will give an example of something that happened in my personal life. Basically, I still live with my parents, and there were happening a lot of issues inside our home related to another person, and it was kind of annoying me, and I couldn't do anything about it because I'm not in a position in my home where I have the authority to deal with this kind of situation. So what did I do? I come to my mom, which is the authority in question, is not even my father in this case, and I shared with her all my situation, all the things that were annoying me and all, and she literally did what Toby did. She ignored it. And once I confronted her saying, "Why didn't you do anything about that?" She was like, "I won't do anything about it because I don't wanna. I don't want to." You have to understand that dealing with people is like that. That you will forget it and that's it. I don't want to cause a greater problem only because you're not satisfied with that. And I disagree on that. Maybe because I'm much more that's my main difference to my mom. I'm much more solving problems, uh like inclined, and my mom is much more inclined to people. She wants to have a great relationship with people, and I honestly don't give a fuck about it. I don't care about it. If something is causing a disorder inside my home, I will have to kind of get into the situation and find a way to correct it. But I started to analyze our society, and most part of people are like my mom. Most part of people are like Toby. They're like that. They think that if you wanted to deal with people, you have to be always ignoring. And if you want to have a good relationship with people, it's all based on ignorance. And that's why we have so many broken relationships. Because since we're kids, we are taught that we should not communicate, that we should ignore, that we should pretend that nothing's happened. And that's why we're like that. That's why there are so many emotionally immature people out there because they never communicate what they're feeling. They never communicate. They never take an action about things that are annoying them, things that are, like making some kind of fuss in their personal life. And because of that, they are keeping it to themselves, and there will be a point that it's really dangerous because everyone will deal with this this keeping in a different way. Some people will explode, some people will broke everything, some people will, like, be carried away, but some people will actually be so sick of all the that this person may take their own life. And it's really serious because I already been in a place that I wanted to do that. A place that I was so tired, that I was so, like, full of all that I couldn't find a way but doing it, because I couldn't find a way to get away from this whole mess, from this whole situation. And even today, I still feel it. I still feel it. But since I've been taking medication and doing therapy, I'm able to kind of control this urge. But if I shouldn't be doing it all, I could try again, just like I tried last year. Look, just like I tried in 2020. So be really, really careful when it comes to how you deal with people, because ignorance is also a way for you to seek other people. Keep the person on a situation that is obviously making this person sad, unmotivated, and you're in a position where you have the authority of taking an action, of solving the situation, but you choose to do not do so because you don't want to avoid conflict. I'm sorry, you are avoiding a conflict, but you can be causing a depression, you can be causing a much stronger thing. And when this mess happen, you'll be like, oh my god, what did I do? What was wrong with them? But while this person were dead, asking for help, while that person were dead, trying to make you understand what were annoying them, what are making this person sick, what were making this person tired, you choose to ignore it. And it's really, really serious. So yes, I understand that in society, for we to live a peaceful life, you have to ignore a lot of things. But once I start to take the authority of my own life, I will choose to do not repeat it. I'm a business student and I honestly think about opening a business, and I guess it won't take so long for me to opening my business. And I will have to say that ignorance will not be tolerated. That everything I want to solve, I want to sit and try to find a solution and try to find a agreement. Because dealing with people, it's about it. When you're in a position where you manage people, where you deal with people, you have to understand that ignoring can will not avoid a situation, but will only persecute this situation. So there's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't think that people will agree with me, but it's basically that. So bye.